Hey guys, it's Michelle Pippin with Women Who Wow and our official blog of BeMichellePippin.com. And I am excited to talk with you guys today about 5 things that you need to be doing for ultimate profit, and also 5 things that you absolutely must stop doing if you want ultimate profit and ultimate success and ultimate freedom in your business. I am wearing some PJs right now. It's kind of one of our first cold mornings, and I've been working on my back deck with a fire, and it's been amazing. And I'm still in my little jams and from one of our sponsors from years ago. And if you still have your set of full pajamas from one of our Women Who Wow sponsors, put the comment in the and put the maybe a picture of you in them, or actually just let us know that you still wear your winter pajamas from the Women Who Wow pajama party of, I think, 2012. I'm not sure, but this is one of my favorite sponsors of all time. So welcome to the live, and if you are watching the replay, welcome to the replay. But I want to talk about 5 things that you've got to do to make ultimate profit in a way that feels like success to you, and also 5 things that you cannot do if you want ultimate profit and ultimate success in your business. So we are going to start. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I will answer them live, or I will answer them later. So just let me know what questions you have about this. They're very, very important little rules, and I'll dig in right now. So the first rule, the first thing you must do for ultimate profit is know your market intimately, right? I have written about this probably 48, 50 times. And if you really want to win at the game of marketing and sales, you have got to know your market intimately. You've got to know them better than anybody knows themselves. I was in a conference for the past couple of days in Ohio, and one of the speakers was talking about how you have to know, like, the kitchen table conversations. You have to know what people are saying, like, behind closed doors, what their fears are, what their hesitations are, like what's really behind what they say that they want. And for women entrepreneurs, I realized something, that we don't often discuss some of the things that keep us up at night, right? We don't say out loud some of the challenges that we have in business. And but the thing is, if no matter who you sell to, if you want to make sales easier, faster, if you want to create some price elasticity where you can actually charge more than your competitors, if you want to really do business on your own terms and not have to acquiesce all the time to like a client demands, you've got to know your market intimately and really know what drives them, what makes them mad, who their heroes are, who they hate. Like, all of this stuff matters because you've got to be able to speak their language. Extremely important. If you go to our blog at BeMichellePippin.com and you search there through 10 years of content, you search for intimately, that word intimately, you'll find a butt ton of content that can help you with this, what you should know, etc. Do number 2, which is the second thing you need to do, is show up every day and serve. And I actually wrote this article in I think it was June of maybe 2015, but I want you to show up every single day and serve, right? This is something you must do for profit. There's a lot to be said for consistency and messaging and showing up and serving out of your expertise. There's a lot to be said for that. So share your story, share your successes, really speak to your market, but show up every day. Give them something every single day. I remember in marriage and family dynamics class, which I happened to take with my husband, but when we took that, I remember learning that the number 1 predictor of who you're going to marry isn't like faith or what was your mom and dad's marriage was like, or what religion you were in, or what school you went to, or education, or whatever. The number 1 thing that is a predictor of who you're going to marry is proximity, right? Proximity, who you're around every day. And so if you want to have a tribe, a following that bets on you, that shows up when you shows up, that prefers your voice over any other competitor, then you got to show up every day and serve. The third do, if you want ultimate profit and ultimate success according to your definition of success and without compromising the things that are most important, the do number 3 is to take a diagnose and prescribe approach to sales. You've got to diagnose and prescribe, right? This is something that's very, very important, and it is often overlooked, ignored, or just skipped over entirely. If you're selling, then you want to make sure, and hopefully you are selling, right? But you want to make sure, I apologize, there's like a hair itching my nose. Anyway, you want to make sure that you're diagnosing the problem that you're solving and then prescribing a very specific solution to that problem. Diagnose and prescribe. That should be your sort of sales system. And again, if you go to my website and type in diagnose or prescribe, you'll find a ton of content there. The do number 4 is to follow up. It is not up to your market to remember who you are and what you offer. It's not up to them. It is up to you. Make sure you're following up with them. If you have proposed to someone, if you have invited them into relationship, don't just walk away when the money doesn't show up in your bank account, for God's sakes. Like, don't do that, right? Really embrace them and let them know that you're thinking of them. Let them know that you can help them. Ask them about the problem that you diagnosed. Remember, do number 3. Ask them about the problem that you diagnosed. Ask them how things are going and follow up with people. Follow up is where the fortune is. Do number 5. Become a master of time, right? You cannot really manage time, so get that out of your head. This is not about a particular system or product or app or anything else we're sold. Become a master of time means become a master of you, right? How you spend your time. You can either invest your time, spend your time, waste your time, whatever, but you have got to have a renegade approach to your time, an unapologetic and ruthless approach to how you spend your time, right? If you want ultimate profit, this is absolutely necessary for you to plug your time leaks, really ferociously defend your own time, specifically your business time. And also, here's the thing for me that really turned my view of time around, because what was happening was every day was kind of getting away from me. I went into it with a plan, and then I got like the necessities done, which were of course other people's necessities, not my own. And I got those things done, and like at the end of every day, I'm wondering why my business isn't moving forward. And the truth is, I'm just maintaining crap, right? And so there was something, though, that really grabbed me by the heart as a woman, as a mother, as a wife. And I realized that if I didn't ruthlessly and unapologetically protect my business time, it had a tendency to creep in to my family time, which was unacceptable to me. And so I began to really ferociously, unapologetically define and then ferociously protect that business time so that it did not creep over into my family time. So hopefully that little thing helps you. If you're live, give me some thumbs up if that helps, because I think we sort of struggle with setting really clear boundaries because we don't want to look like we're being a jerk or we're not being compassionate or like whatever, right? And so become a master of your time means become a master of yourself. Set your time boundaries and absolutely, ferociously defend them, right? Defend them. And okay, so the 5 things that you cannot do if you want ultimate profit. And again, like ultimate profit is different for everyone. Ultimate profit is about money, right? It's about money. Money is not the end goal of life, right? But it's a really concrete goal for business, right? We need to have monetary goals in our business, profit goals in our business. And otherwise, we're like running a nonprofit or a ministry or something like that. However, success for me is definitely in business. It's about profit, but profit for its own sake. Profit that is what I would call blood money, right? Where it takes everything I have. So not worth it. So not worth it, right? I had a person that I worked with at one time, and I was taking on a new client, and she said to me, she said, be careful. It's blood money, right? Turned out she was right. But anyway, so, this is about profit, but it's also about success and about doing business on your own terms. Sherry, I'm so glad this is what you needed to hear today. So I appreciate you saying that. Okay, so the first thing that you are not going to do, if you really want that ultimate profit, the profit that you don't have to give your blood and sweat and tears for, but the profit that is on your terms without compromise. So the first not to do is stop waking up and taking your emotional temperature every single day. You're not a child. You're a grown-up, right? News flash, you can do things you're not motivated to do. You did it when you had a job, for sure, right? You did it when you had a job. You went even though you weren't motivated to go. And you have a mission in this business. You have a responsibility to your own dreams to bring them to life. No more freaking excuses. One of my favorite excuses I had for so many years was it wasn't my season, right? That's a term that a lot of women are accustomed to hearing or giving to themselves. Not my season. My kids are young. My kids are old. My grandkids are young. Whatever it is. We all have these excuses of why we're not laying down our life for the purpose that we're here to do, right? It's something that we wake up and we take our emotional temperature. Do I feel motivated? Do I feel empowered? Do I feel excited? Do I feel ready? Right? And we take our emotional temperature and then we decide what to do. You have a mission. Your mission requires action. That's the bottom line. So wake up and take action, even if you feel like staying in bed. This is the same concept, by the way, of going on a jog, right? If it's cold outside and you're cozy and the fire is roaring and you're in your pajamas and you got your favorite blanket on top of you, you're never going to feel like going for a run. You never felt like going for a run before your first run, right? But what happens is you start to get into that mode because you are committed to either a habit or to the result or what have you. And you can do the same in business. You don't have to feel motivated to do whatever you need to do. Wake up, take action. That's how dreams are created. That's how your dreams in your business will be realized. So the first not to do is don't wake up and take your emotional temperature. It's not worth it. You're a grown up. Get up and do the work. Not to do. Number 2 is do not answer unscheduled phone calls nor remain tethered to your email, right? This is something that I have long done. I do not answer unscheduled phone calls unless I'm that would be scheduled. I'm waiting for a call. And everybody knows it, right? Everybody knows it. So that's something that you want to make sure that you are following in your business. You want to make sure that you are not being interrupted. You're not allowing so much access to you that it's interrupting the flow of what you need to do, that mission work that we talked about in not to do number 1. So not to do number 2, don't take unscheduled phone calls. If you have phone calls coming into your office, if you allow that, it is absolutely not a requirement. I haven't used business cards in a long time, years, because the last time I ordered business cards, the printer thought I made a mistake and he put my phone number on them. And I was like, who does this? Who puts a phone number on a business card? Right? I was appalled. And he's like, everybody, right? Not me. I don't want people calling my office without an appointment, right? It's just not the way I work. Unscheduled phone calls, that allows you, it requires you actually, you do not have a phone call scheduled. So the phone rings and you have to answer that call having zero idea of that person's agenda for you, right? And then you answer the phone call and you all of a sudden are at the whim of their agenda for that moment in your day. Unacceptable, unacceptable. So not to do number 2, don't take unscheduled phone calls. Not to do number 3, do not forget to be human when you're selling, right? Don't be that person who is gets to know a prospect and you're all friendly and approachable and accessible and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden you make the pitch and you pull the covers off and everything's whoa, where'd that person come from? Be human in your selling. I will never forget, I had a party, a MLM party at my house, and my friend was selling this stuff, and she's totally cordial and I don't even know how to call it, like gregarious and fun and all this stuff. And all of a sudden she went into like selling mode. And I'm telling you, it was the most awkward thing ever. She like, did this presentation and she wasn't herself. And then she said, I'm going to go over here in the corner and I'll wait for your orders. And she sat like really stiff backed and it was like awkward and odd. I didn't know what to do with it. And so don't forget, don't lose your humanness when you're selling. Selling is nothing more than serving. You are offering them an opportunity to allow you to help them to enter into a professional relationship with them. And so, it's an offer, it's an invite. We don't have to put any other gloss on it or boundaries on it. Like just, remain human, remain you in the sales process. Not to do number 4, do not tolerate problem clients, right? Do not tolerate problem clients. It's like keeping a boyfriend around because you're afraid what? That there's not another boyfriend waiting in the wings? No, right? Don't tolerate problem clients because it's like, I remember a pastor saying like, sin will, take you further than you wanted to go, keep you longer than you wanted to stay, and cost you more than you wanted to spend. Same is true for problem clients, right? So don't tolerate that. And it's not because you don't like them, you don't enjoy them, although that usually is also good to hand in hand, but it's also you need to be released from them for your greatest purpose in your business, because a problem client is like a anchor and a weight on your business, and you have got to free yourself from that. But at the same time, you don't want to tolerate a problem client because you want to release them, right? Right now, today, I'm writing what I call release emails for one of my clients who is releasing some clients. And it's a blessing, right? It's a blessing because if it's feeling like they're a problem client to you, they are not enjoying that experience either, and it needs to be released. So don't tolerate problem clients. It's not worth it. It'll cost you more than you wanted to spend, keep you longer than you wanted to stay, and take you further than you wanted to go. So get rid of problem clients. Nature does abhor a vacuum, and so when you have made the decision to release a problem client, you're going to free up a bunch of time, a bunch of energy, and more clients will make their way to you. I promise you it works this way every single time. Not to do number 5. Do not beg, push, or prod for the sale. Offer to help, absolutely. Lead the horse to water, absolutely. But don't attempt to force them to drink, right? If you have to force someone to say yes or keep prodding them and are you coming towards me? And are you going to say yes? And what about this decision? Have you made a decision yet? Blah, 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 right? They will turn into a problem client that you need to release later on, right? The truth is they're just not that into you, right? They're not that into you. They weren't compelled to say yes. It's not a hell yes for them. If it's not a hell yes for them, then let them go. Because you know what? There's someone out there, let's talk about you for a second. There's someone out there who is a hell yes for you, right? Who is like, this is the person I've been waiting on. And there's something else out there for that client, right? That would-be client, the one you were chasing after. There's a hell yes for them too. And it's just not you, right? It's just not you. And we have to just allow that to be true and okay, because it's just like dating, or I guess I already used that example, but it's just like dating. So like if it's a problem boyfriend for you, it doesn't mean they're going to be a problem boyfriend for somebody else, right? They could be a perfect boyfriend for someone else. I mean, I look at, what my ex-boyfriends would say about me, right? And like, I know that the most repeated word that my ex-boyfriends would use to describe me, I know it. I'm friends with my ex-boyfriends now. Like, I know what the word that they'll use is nightmare. Nightmare. I expect a lot. I give a lot and I expect a lot. And I don't tolerate a bunch of crap. And so like I was their biggest nightmare. But they've all moved on to people or a series of people who have been much better fits for them. Same is true for clients, right? So don't push, prod, or beg for the sale. So quick review. 5 to-dos for profit. Number 1, know your market intimately. I've written about this more than anything else. Just search my site for it at BeMichellePippin.com. Do number 2, show up every freaking day and serve. Do number 3, take the diagnose and prescribe approach to sales. There's nothing better out there. Do number 4, follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Do number 5, become a master of time, which means becoming a master of yourself, setting those time boundaries, and then ferociously, unapologetically, and ruthlessly defending them. The 5 not to do's for profit. Not to do, number 1, don't take your emotional temperature every day before you decide what to do. Just wake up and do what's necessary. You have a mission, and your mission has action. It requires action. Do number 2, don't have unscheduled phone calls coming to you. Do number 3, do not do number 3. Don't forget to be human when you're selling, right? Do not forget to be human when you're selling. Do not do number 4, don't tolerate problem clients. They are not worth it, and you are not worth it for them. Release them. Do not do number 5, don't beg, push, or prod for the sale. This is Profit Simplified. If you are a seriously driven woman entrepreneur, and you are not a part of Women Who Wow, we have members in all 50 states in 8 countries, and you are missing out. Seriously, I'm totally serious about this. You need to go to humaneness.com, click join now, and join this tribe of dreamers and doers and hustlers. It is an amazing, amazing group, and I would love to have you join us if you identify as a seriously driven woman entrepreneur. We do have a little rule, though. It's the no crazies, no lazies rule, and I did a video on that yesterday if you wanted to look and see if you qualify as either crazy or lazy. But I would love to have you in the group, all jokes aside, humaneness.com. Tell your friends. If you're already a Women Who Wow member, tell them to come and join us. We have some really exciting stuff coming up. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.